snowball, but she's going to push that tower, and she's doing so much damage. If she doesn't
pops her ult.
If she doesn't back up any moment, if she doesn't back up, yeah, she's going to push the tower, which means she might push in inhib. Oh god, that is fantastic, and she's going to push this creep wave. She could do the inhib. Nudu is rushing back, but he's not going to be able to stop this way, and she actually tries to catch him off guard, but no, she's going to go defend the tower, which will probably fall. No, it's not, because there's going to be a creep wave, but it's going to do a fair amount of damage, and she gets caught off guard by Nunubot. Nunubot's slowly chasing her down, and Nunubot just stands in the middle of nowhere. She's going to let her flee. Nunubot has to defend his inhib, and he's taking some inhib damage.
Look at the top lane.
Yes, the inhib damage is taking, but Sivir has just run away from the only fight that was really worth her time. The inhib has taken about 500 damage, so it's down 1/6 of its health, but Nunubot has managed to defend. Will Sivir push again? This is going to be intense. Nudu was controlling the game and controls the team fights, but Sivir just has massively better creep pushing. This is just insane.
Now after that awesome offense, she's just going to chill in the jungle.
Yeah, she wants to let Nudu push back and be like, hey, you've got something, you can do nothing at all. Lol, I've got this. Nunubot's allowing top to push a little bit, but it's kind of standing in the bushes. It's face checking this. I wonder if something in here that I can kill, which apparently there wasn't. That's unfortunate. I imagine that Sivir at the moment is just kind of running on the spot, not figuring out what to do, so Nunubot has to push something such as a tower before she decides that she actually needs to do something. The tower for purple at bot is at 188, which is quite low. If there's a single snowball towards purple, it could do a lot, but this snowball that's going towards blue, but this snowball that's coming from purple could actually do a fair amount of damage towards blue, especially if the next wave has a cannon in it. But Nunubot is allowing top to snowball towards their tower, which is only down about 450 health, which could end up having an inhib, which would be a major upset. This is a similar thing that we saw in the game between Ryze and Yi, where Ryze got his inhib, the blue inhib, pushed fairly early, but he managed to push back and take the purple inhib, and Yi was just never able to push out. What could happen is if she pushes this, but he pushes back, and she's just never able to push back. But I don't think that's going to happen, because Sivir has got the control of the creep lane. However, Nunubot has got a nice push coming along, and he can take the creep wave. However, he's going to back up because there's a huge creep wave coming, snowballing all the way towards the tower, and it's going to snowball all the way home. And oh, that's a fair amount of damage, but there's a creep wave coming. However, there might be a backup creep wave coming any moment, but I think it's going to get out of tower range before it backs up. It's probably about there right now, and it should come into view any moment. And Sivir is actually in the bush, and she sees Nunu, but Nunu comes and backs up, and Nunu defends the tower, and Sivir is doing nothing. I have no clue what's doing.
She finally did something.
What is she doing? There she is. She's going to go defend her tower. Excuse me. And she is killing no creeps. She's not making advantage of her splash. However, the tower took very little damage, and actually it took, you know, a little bit of damage. And it's going to start snowballing towards for purple. If Sivir allows it to push, Nuni's going to come back up, but Sivir is just so good at pushing lanes, and it looks like bot. Actually, it's going to snowball a little bit towards blue, depending on what the creeps do, and yeah, that's going to snowball towards blue quite well, which will probably mean the end of that tower. Whereas Sivir, I don't know, she might have backed up a bit. She's just going to watch the world burn. I'm not too sure. What can you confirm?
She has gone back to, I assume, shop, because she has...
Alright, with that brought up, let's start talking about items. It seems that Nunu has bought himself a blasting wand, which, my memory mistakes me. Rod of Ages, of course. Yep, that's confirmed right there, which means when he gets, well, roughly 850 gold, he's going to back up and go buy it, which,
950, I believe.
850, I just checked. And Nunubot just rushes towards Soraka and Sivir, and Sivir is actually doing a fair amount of damage to Nunubot. This is going to... actually, I think this might go towards Nunubot because that extra damage that he can output. And Nunubot backs up. He had that advantage, but there was a creep wave coming, which is unfortunate. He could have ate some creeps and got some health back. And he's going to eat some creeps. Yes, he gets some health back. Is he going to attack Sivir? No, he's going to allow Sivir to do some damage on the creep waves, but she's going to back up a bit. However, bot is starting to snowball a little bit towards... actually, that's kind of even. No, it's snowballing a little bit towards blue. Excuse me. Sivir is allowing top to push. Is pushing top. which could mean an easy inhib, and inhib would just be such an advantageous thing. However, Nunubot bought himself his Rod of Ages, and he's got an advantage coming. Sivirbot is pushing a lane. It's not too much of a snowball. Nunubot defending and Sivir backing off might actually be something, and she takes a free hit, and he's actually running around a bit. He's allowing the lane to defend, which is better for Sivir, because that means that she can get more creeps and do more damage to this creep wave that she's about to fuck up. And she's destroying this creep wave. If Nunubot does nothing at all, she's going to push that inhib, and she's about to push that inhib and do a damn amount of damage. That is a lot of creeps there. She is going to do a lot of damage, and she's not going to back up to defend the tower because purple is allowing to snowball. This is a great advantage for Sivir. She could win this. His hands down, and that's almost down. And is Nunubot going to do anything? And it's down. Nunubot does a little bit of does no damage, but there's nothing that he can do. Sivirbot and she takes a lot of damage from the fountain. If Nunu pushes, he can actually kill her off. And hey, I got a level. Is he gonna push? Oh god, is he gonna keep pushing? Come on, keep pushing. Push. And no, he doesn't. He backs off. That is so unfortunate. However, there are now super minions for Sivir along the way, which she keeps pushing top, which means she's going to get an easy tower, and we're going to see the same way that Alistar won, where he just pushed the lanes and allows super creeps to just dominate Soraka all game long. But Nunubot's allowing a pushback, but I really don't see how Nunubot's got anything that he can do. This is probably a very obvious GG. I was at a loss for words. Nunubot's kind of dancing around, not doing much, but we'll see what's going on, and he's going to start taking down the super creep, but the super creep is actually at minus 30 magic resistance, but that's very interesting. Nunubot's doing a fair amount of damage, but the super creeps just tank so much damage, and Sivir could pop out at any moment and start pushing these lanes, and Nunu can't do anything. And there's Sivirbot. She takes a nice damage from Nunu's slow, but she does some damage to the creep waves, and Nunubot backs off. That is a terrible decision. He's letting Sivir push the lane, and he's going to lose his tower if he does this. He's regrouping with his creep lane, but she's just destroying that creep wave. This is going to be such an easy win for Sivir. I'm starting to reconsider who I think is going to win this tournament. I thought it would come down to Nunu and Ryze, but I think it might come down to Sivir and Ryze, or maybe Sivir and Alistar. Of course, that's the possibilities is I'd put money on Sivir at this point, and she's destroying. And she pops the ult, and she's gonna destroy this creep wave, both creep waves. This is so much damage to do. No, she doesn't do anything at all. She's gonna waste her time. She could do so much damage, and she has to back off. She takes a few free hits from the tower. That is so much damage. If Nunu's nearby, he could finish her off, but she waits for the creep wave and then starts backing up. But she'll probably back up on blue pill. That is so unfortunate. She could kill this creep wave. Nunubot has to come defend. Wow, if she had continued attacking, she could have had that in the bag real quick, destroyed that tower, and maybe even got down the Nexus real far. But she was useless. That is highly unfortunate.
Guides my steps.
Bot lane's getting pushed towards the tower, and the tower goes down. Nunu actually is the first one to lose the tower in the bottom lane. That is highly unfortunate. It looks like I have to call Nunubot out. This is gone. There's not much that can happen. There is currently super creeps. It's in the top lane. Sivir is probably already coming back. I haven't seen what items she's purchased, although Nunubot is a fair amount ahead in creep score, but there's just the inhib's not even going to respawn soon. I don't even know it's going to go.
You call this
unless it said it was going to, but I didn't hear. Wow, this is quite an upset. That's 2 games where Ryze versus Yi, where I totally expected Ryze to win at first, and then Yi pushes back, and you're like, whoa, that's amazing, and then Ryze pushes back again. Unless Nunu can push back, which isn't going to happen, this is so upsetting, how Nunu just crushes the early game, and then just loses. And Sivir is taking a fuck ton of damage from the tower. Actually, no, she took no damage. She popped a spell shield up to defend against it. And Nunubot does a little bit of damage to her, and she's not going to do anything. If she pushes that creep wave, this could spell the end. This is a lot of damage, and she's going to start pushing the creep wave. This is fantastic. Could come down to the tower. Will she back up? Will Nunubot do anything at all? I'm not too sure. Nunubot takes a little bit of damage. She's doing some damage, which He just has so much defense and so much health, 3,400 health. He bought an extra chain vest that is not going to do much, and she's going to stand in the middle of the but she bought a BS sword. That is a ton of damage, but she's just not going to push that tower. She's too indecisive. However, bot is snowballing a little bit in her favor. She could get a tower down, and she can inhib the bot. That is just fantastic. This isn't looking good for Nunu at all.
No, it's not.
Well, it's not much to say. Nunubot is very good at tanking lanes. He can take a lot of damage, and he's always pulling the creeps towards the Sivirbot. And Sivirbot always comes in and gets backed up. That's so good. And the inhib might actually respawn soon, but she has a good possibility of pushing it. But I don't think she's ever going to push this tower. This is such a stalemate at the moment. This could give Nunu the ability to push back, but the tower's taking some damage at bottom. This could be a bad snowball. Snowball. I can't speak. Lol. And the inhib is going to get pushed. There's a super creep right there, and there's a ton of damage, and he has to defend. He's coming to defend, but will this inhib get destroyed? Oh, it's going to get destroyed. There is so much damage from Sivirbot. She has 154 AD. That is a damn amount. And Nunubot does not shit all. And there is actually a creep wave. This is perfect timing for the creep wave because it doesn't. Nunu doesn't pull them towards the lane. He gets to kill the creep wave, and they'll push towards the tower and get some early, easy attack in. That is perfect timing. This might actually be good. If that creep doesn't go in there, oh, it's gonna go in there and take some damage. If it's gonna take some damage, then she's gonna back up. But that means some damage in the tower. She goes attacks in tower.